If you're over 60 and still using conventional body wash or soap in the shower, you might be slowly damaging your prostate health without even knowing it. I know that sounds dramatic, but stick with me for the next 30 minutes, because what I'm about to share could change how you feel every single day. Most men our age think prostate problems just come with getting older. We accept the frequent bathroom trips, the weak stream, the feeling like we never quite empty our bladder completely. But what if I told you that something as simple as what you're washing with every morning might be making these problems worse? My name is Host Name, and I've spent the last 15 years helping men over 60 reclaim their vitality and health. Today, we're going to talk about a bathroom product that nearly every man uses daily, but it's quietly disrupting your hormone balance and irritating tissues that are already under stress as we age. The good news? Once you understand what's happening and make a few simple changes, many men start noticing improvements in just weeks. Better sleep, fewer midnight bathroom trips, and yes, even improvements in energy and intimacy. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's have an honest conversation about something that affects every single one of us. Before we dive deeper, I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Which state are you watching from? Type it in the comments below. It amazes me how this senior wisdom reaches men all across America, from Maine to California and everywhere in between. I love seeing where our community spans, and it helps me understand what health challenges are most common in different parts of the country. Let me tell you about my friend Robert. He's 67, retired from 35 years as a high school principal in Ohio. About 2 years ago, Robert started having what he called old man problems. He was getting up 4, sometimes 5 times a night to use the bathroom. His stream was weak, and he'd stand there for what felt like forever, never feeling like he'd completely emptied his bladder. His wife, Margaret, was worried. She'd wake up every time he got up, and neither of them was getting good sleep. Robert was tired all the time, grumpy, and frankly, their relationship was suffering. He felt embarrassed and frustrated, like his body was betraying him. Robert went to his doctor, who ran some tests and said his prostate was enlarged. Nothing unusual for a man his age. The doctor offered medication, but Robert had heard about the side effects from other guys at his coffee group. Potential issues with blood pressure, dizziness, and problems with intimacy. He wasn't ready for that route yet. That's when Robert called me. We'd been friends for years, and he knew I'd been researching natural approaches to men's health. During our conversation, I asked him about his daily routine. When we got to his morning shower, something clicked. Robert had been using the same brand of body wash for probably 15 years. It was one of those popular brands you see advertised during football games. You know the type, with the bright blue color and the promise to make you feel refreshed and energized. He'd never thought twice about it. Here's what Robert didn't know. That body wash was loaded with chemicals called endocrine disruptors. These chemicals can interfere with your body's natural hormone production and create inflammation in sensitive tissues. For men over 60, whose hormone levels are already declining naturally, this added chemical burden can push an already stressed prostate over the edge. Within 3 weeks of switching to what I recommended, Robert noticed he was getting up less at night. Within 2 months, he was down to maybe one bathroom trip per night instead of 4 or 5. His energy came back, he was sleeping better, and Margaret was relieved to have her husband feeling like himself again. Robert's story isn't unique. I've heard similar accounts from dozens of men who made this simple change. The best part? The solution costs less than what most guys spend on their morning coffee. Now, let's talk about what's really happening in your body and why this matters so much after 60. Your prostate is a walnut-sized gland that sits right below your bladder and surrounds your urethra. That's the tube that carries urine out of your body. When you're younger, this little gland does its job quietly. But as we age, several things start happening. First, your testosterone levels naturally begin to decline, usually starting around age 30 but becoming more noticeable after 50. At the same time, your body starts producing more of a hormone called DHT, dihydrotestosterone. DHT is like testosterone's aggressive cousin. While some DHT is normal and necessary, too much of it can cause your prostate to grow larger than it should. This enlargement, called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, is what causes those frustrating symptoms. The enlarged prostate presses against your urethra like a garden hose with someone stepping on it. That's why your stream becomes weaker, and why you feel like you can never fully empty your bladder. But here's what most men don't realize. The chemicals in common bathroom products can make this whole process worse. Most commercial body washes, soaps, and even shampoos contain what scientists call endocrine-disrupting chemicals, or EDCs. These chemicals have names like sodium lauryl sulfate, parabens, phthalates, and synthetic fragrances. They're designed to create foam, preserve the product, and make it smell appealing. But your skin absorbs these chemicals, and once they're in your bloodstream, they can mimic or interfere with your natural hormones. Think of it this way. Your body is already dealing with the natural changes of aging. Your hormone production is slowing down, your tissues are becoming more sensitive, and your prostate is under more stress than it used to be. Then, every single morning, you're exposing yourself to chemicals that can further disrupt your hormone balance and create inflammation. It's like trying to heal a cut while someone keeps poking at it. Your body wants to maintain balance, but these daily chemical exposures keep pushing it in the wrong direction. The skin in your groin area and around your genitals is particularly thin and absorbent. This means chemicals from body wash and soap in these areas get absorbed into your bloodstream more readily than they would on, say, your arm or leg. Studies have shown that men with higher levels of certain chemicals in their blood, the same chemicals found in personal care products, are more likely to have prostate problems. One study published in Environmental Health Perspectives found that men with higher phthalate levels had a 40% higher risk of developing prostate issues. Here's the thing that really gets me. Nobody talks about this. Your doctor might discuss your diet, exercise, or stress levels. But when's the last time a healthcare provider asked you what soap you use? These are the hidden factors that can make the difference between aging gracefully and struggling with unnecessary health problems. The good news is that your body is remarkably resilient. When you remove these chemical stressors and give your body what it needs to heal, you often start seeing improvements faster than you might expect. The first and most important change you can make today is switching to a truly natural soap or body wash. Now, I need to warn you about something. Just because a product says natural on the label doesn't mean it actually is. The personal care industry isn't well regulated, and companies can use terms like natural pretty loosely. What you want to look for is a soap made with simple, recognizable ingredients. The best options are traditional Castile soaps made from olive oil, coconut oil, or other plant oils. These have been used safely for thousands of years, long before chemical companies started adding synthetic ingredients to everything. My grandfather used to make his own soap on the farm using nothing but lye, water, and animal fat. Now, I'm not suggesting you start making soap in your kitchen, but the principle is the same. Simple, natural ingredients that your body recognizes and can process without stress. Here's what to avoid. Anything with sodium lauryl sulfate or sodium laureth sulfate. These are harsh detergents that strip your skin's natural protective barrier. Also, avoid parabens, which are preservatives that can mimic estrogen in your body. Phthalates, often hidden under the term fragrance, are another big one to avoid. Instead, look for soaps made with ingredients like olive oil, coconut oil, shea butter, and essential oils for scent. Dr. Bronner's is one brand that's widely available and uses clean ingredients. Another good option is to find a local soap maker who uses traditional methods. When you make the switch, your skin might feel different at first. Chemical soaps create a lot of artificial foam and can make your skin feel squeaky clean. Natural soaps don't foam as much, and your skin might feel slightly different after washing. This is normal. You're not stripping away your skin's natural oils anymore. The area around your groin and genitals is particularly important. Consider using an even gentler approach here. Maybe just warm water most days, or a very mild natural soap every few days. This sensitive skin doesn't need daily scrubbing with harsh chemicals. Within a few weeks of making this switch, many men notice their skin feels better overall. It's less dry, less irritated, and there's often less itching or discomfort in sensitive areas. But the real benefits are happening inside your body, where you're reducing your daily chemical burden and giving your hormone system a chance to function more naturally. Here's something that might surprise you. You don't actually need soap every single day, especially in sensitive areas.
This is the second solution, and it's based on both modern research and old-fashioned wisdom. Your skin has a natural protective barrier called the acid mantle. It's slightly acidic, which helps prevent harmful bacteria from growing while allowing beneficial bacteria to thrive. When you use harsh soaps daily, you're constantly disrupting this natural protection system. Many cultures around the world have traditionally used primarily water for daily cleansing, reserving soap for when it's actually needed. In Japan, for example, people often soak in hot baths and use minimal soap. Their rates of skin problems and certain health issues are significantly lower than ours. Here's how to implement the warm water method. Most days, simply use warm water to clean yourself in the shower. Focus on areas that truly need cleaning: underarms, feet, and hands. For your torso, back, and especially the groin area, warm water and gentle rubbing with your hands, or a soft washcloth, is often sufficient. Use your natural soap only when you've been particularly active, sweaty, or dirty. This might be 2 to 3 times per week instead of daily. On soap days, use a small amount, and focus on areas that need it most. Pay special attention to the area around your prostate and genitals. This region has very sensitive skin and doesn't accumulate dirt the way your hands or feet do. Many men find that once they stop using harsh soaps in this area daily, irritation and sensitivity decrease noticeably. The warm water should be comfortable, but not hot. Very hot water can be drying and irritating, especially as our skin becomes more sensitive with age. Think of the temperature you'd use to wash a baby, warm enough to be comfortable, but not so hot that it turns your skin red. When you do use soap, make sure to rinse thoroughly. Soap residue left on the skin can cause ongoing irritation and continue to disrupt your skin's natural balance. Take an extra minute to make sure all soap is completely rinsed away. Some men worry about cleanliness with this approach, but here's the truth. Most of the dirt we think we need to scrub away daily is actually just dead skin cells and natural oils that our bodies produce. Your body is designed to manage this naturally. Overwashing can actually make you feel less clean because it disrupts your skin's natural processes. You might also notice that your natural body scent becomes more balanced. When you're not constantly stripping away natural oils and disrupting your skin's ecosystem, your body often smells more neutral and pleasant naturally. This approach is particularly important as we age because our skin becomes thinner and more sensitive. What we could handle in our 30s and 40s might be too harsh for our skin in our 60s and beyond. The third solution works from the inside out. Specific foods that support prostate health and help your body process and eliminate the chemicals you can't completely avoid. Let's start with tomatoes. Tomatoes contain a powerful compound called lycopene, which gives them their red color. Studies have shown that men who eat tomatoes regularly have lower rates of prostate problems. The interesting thing about lycopene is that it's actually more available to your body when tomatoes are cooked. So tomato sauce, tomato paste, and even ketchup can be good sources. My Italian grandfather always said that a man should eat tomatoes every day, and it turns out he was right. Aim for some form of tomato most days, whether it's sauce on pasta, a slice on a sandwich, or just some cherry tomatoes as a snack. Next, let's talk about pumpkin seeds. These little powerhouses are loaded with zinc, which is crucial for prostate health. Your prostate contains more zinc than any other organ in your body, and many men over 60 are deficient in this mineral. Just a handful of pumpkin seeds a few times a week can make a real difference. You can buy them raw and roast them yourself with a little salt, or find them already roasted in the snack aisle. They make a great addition to salads, or just as something to munch on while watching television. Green tea is another powerful ally. It contains compounds called catechins that have anti-inflammatory properties and may help protect prostate cells from damage. If you're a coffee drinker, consider replacing 1 cup of coffee with green tea each day. If you don't like the taste of plain green tea, try it with a little honey or lemon. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel provide omega-3 fatty acids that help reduce inflammation throughout your body, including in the prostate. These same omega-3s also support healthy hormone production. Try to have fatty fish at least twice a week. Now, here's what to limit. Processed foods, especially processed meats, like hot dogs, sausages, and deli meats. These often contain preservatives and chemicals that can add to your body's toxic burden. Red meat isn't necessarily bad, but if you eat it regularly, try to choose grass-fed and organic when possible. Dairy can be problematic for some men with prostate issues. The hormones naturally present in dairy, plus any added hormones, can potentially worsen prostate inflammation. Consider reducing dairy for a month and see if you notice any improvements in your symptoms. Sugar and refined carbohydrates can increase inflammation and disrupt hormone balance. This doesn't mean you can never have dessert, but try to limit sugary foods and drinks to occasional treats rather than daily habits. One of the most important things you can do is stay hydrated with clean water. Many men over 60 don't drink enough water because they're trying to reduce bathroom trips. But dehydration can actually make prostate symptoms worse. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of water throughout the day, but try to have most of it earlier in the day so you're not up all night. Here's a simple daily approach. Start your morning with a cup of green tea. Have some form of tomato with lunch or dinner. Keep a small container of pumpkin seeds handy for snacking. Choose fish over red meat when you have the option. Drink plenty of water, but taper off in the evening. These dietary changes work synergistically with reducing chemical exposure. You're giving your body the nutrients it needs to heal while removing the irritants that were causing problems. Let me share 3 bonus tips that most men overlook, plus some common mistakes I see guys making when they're trying to improve their prostate health. Most men shower first thing in the morning, but if you're dealing with prostate issues, consider when you're applying products to sensitive areas. If you use any topical products, even natural ones, right before bed, they have all night to absorb into your system. This can sometimes interfere with sleep, especially if there are any ingredients that might be stimulating. I recommend showering and cleaning sensitive areas earlier in the day when possible. This gives your body time to process anything that gets absorbed through your skin. If you must shower at night, keep the products minimal and rinse thoroughly. Also, pay attention to the temperature. Many men like very hot showers, but excessive heat can actually increase inflammation in the prostate area. Stick to warm, comfortable temperatures, and consider ending your shower with 30 seconds of cooler water. This can help improve circulation and reduce any heat-related inflammation. Here's something most men never consider. Your underwear and pants are in direct contact with the prostate area all day long. If you're washing these clothes with conventional laundry detergent, you're essentially creating a slow-release system for chemicals against your skin. Most commercial laundry detergents contain optical brighteners, synthetic fragrances, and other chemicals that can remain in fabric even after washing. When you wear these clothes, especially in warm weather when you're sweating, these chemicals can be absorbed through your skin. Consider switching to a fragrance-free natural laundry detergent. Look for brands that specifically say free and clear or sensitive skin. 7th generation, E-Cover, and Dr. Bronner's all make good options. You don't need fabric softener either. It just adds more chemicals that stay in your clothes. For underwear specifically, consider organic cotton if you're due for new ones. It's more breathable and doesn't contain the chemical treatments that conventional cotton often has. Loose-fitting boxers are generally better than tight briefs for prostate health because they don't create pressure in the area. This is something I learned from an 85-year-old man who had remarkable vitality. Every evening, about an hour before bed, he would do a simple routine that takes about 10 minutes. First, he'd sit on the edge of his bed and do some gentle stretching. Nothing fancy, just touching his toes, gentle twists from side to side, and some hip circles. This helps improve circulation in the pelvic area. Then, he'd do what he called belly breathing for a few minutes. Deep, slow breaths where his belly rises and falls rather than his chest. This activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps your body heal and regenerate overnight. Finally, he'd drink a small glass of water with a pinch of sea salt. The minerals help your body maintain proper hydration overnight without creating excessive bathroom trips. The key is a very small amount, maybe 4 ounces, and just a tiny pinch of good quality sea salt. This routine helps prepare your body for restorative sleep, improves circulation, and ensures you're properly hydrated without overdoing it. The biggest mistake I see men make is expecting dramatic changes within a few days. Your body has been dealing with chemical exposure and aging for years, or even decades. While some men notice improvements within weeks, real healing takes time. Give any changes you make at least 6 to 8 weeks before deciding if they're working. Keep a simple journal of your symptoms: how many times you get up at night, energy levels, mood. Sometimes improvements are gradual enough that you don't notice them day to day. But when you look back over weeks, the progress is clear. I've had men call me who switched their soap, changed their diet, started new supplements, and began a new exercise routine all in the same week. Then they can't figure out what's actually helping if they start feeling better. Make one change at a time. Start with switching your soap because it's simple and has immediate impact. Give that a few weeks, then add dietary changes. This way, you'll know what's actually making a difference. Chronic stress is one of the biggest factors in prostate problems, but most men don't want to hear about it. Stress increases inflammation, disrupts hormone production, and can make every other health problem worse. You don't need to become a meditation guru, but finding some way to manage stress is crucial. Whether it's reading, walking, fishing, woodworking, or just spending time with people you enjoy, make stress relief a priority, not an afterthought. CTA section 24 to 28, approximately 900 words. Engagement. CTA. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. What was your biggest takeaway from today's conversation? Was it learning about the chemicals in body wash, the warm water method, or maybe one of the dietary suggestions? Drop a comment below and let me know. Your insights often help other men in our community who might be dealing with similar challenges. Sometimes a simple comment like, "I switched soaps and it made a difference," can be exactly what another guy needs to hear to take action. I also love hearing your own tips and experiences. Many of you have discovered things that work well for your prostate health. Sharing those discoveries helps build our community of men who are committed to aging strong and healthy. And if you're just starting this journey, don't hesitate to ask questions in the comments. I read every single one, and there's usually someone in our community who's been through whatever you're experiencing and can offer some wisdom. Now, if you want to go deeper with this information, I've put together something that might help. It's a free 7-day prostate recovery plan specifically designed for men over 60. This plan takes everything we talked about today and lays it out day by day, so you know exactly what to do and when. The plan includes a shopping list of the best natural soaps and personal care products, a simple meal plan featuring prostate-supporting foods, and a gentle exercise routine that improves circulation in the pelvic area. It also has a symptoms tracking sheet, so you can monitor your progress objectively. I created this because I know that having information is one thing, but having a clear, step-by-step plan makes all the difference in actually following through. The plan removes the guesswork and gives you confidence that you're doing the right things in the right order. You can get your free copy by clicking the link in the description below. There's no cost, no email list you'll regret joining, and no high-pressure sales tactics. It's just practical information designed to help men like us take control of our health. The plan also includes something I call the Chemical Detective Guide, a simple way to evaluate any personal care product to see if it's friend or foe for your prostate health. Once you understand what to look for, you'll never accidentally bring home products that work against your health goals. Hundreds of men have used this plan, and the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. Men tell me they appreciate having clear, actionable steps rather than just general advice. And the best part is, everything in the plan is natural, safe, and doesn't require expensive supplements or complicated protocols. Speaking of things that can harm your prostate health, in next week's video, I'm going to share something that might surprise you. It's about a common bedtime habit that most men over 60 do without thinking, but it's quietly undermining both circulation and hormone production. This habit is so normal that most guys would never suspect it could be causing problems. In fact, when I first learned about this connection, I realized I'd been making this mistake for years myself. The good news is that once you understand what's happening and make a simple adjustment, many men see improvements in energy, sleep quality, and yes, even intimacy. I'll also be sharing a specific technique that takes just 2 minutes before bed, but can dramatically improve blood flow to the prostate area overnight. It's based on an ancient practice that modern research has validated, and it's so simple that any man can do it regardless of fitness level. So make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. YouTube's algorithm doesn't always show you videos from channels you're subscribed to, so hitting that notification bell ensures you won't miss this important information. If you found today's video helpful, a quick thumbs up really helps other men discover this content. YouTube's algorithm pays attention to engagement, and your like might be what helps another guy find the answers he's been looking for. And if you know another man over 60 who might benefit from this information, consider sharing this video with him. Sometimes the most caring thing we can do for a friend is share knowledge that might improve his health and quality of life. It can be a difficult topic to bring up, but most men are grateful when someone cares enough to share helpful information. You know, when I first started researching men's health issues, I was amazed by how much practical, helpful information was available, but how little of it was reaching the men who needed it most. Too often, we suffer in silence with problems that have real, actionable solutions. The truth is, many of the health challenges we face after 60 aren't inevitable. Yes, our bodies change as we age. That's natural and normal. But many of the symptoms we accept as just part of getting older are actually caused by factors we can control. The simple changes we talked about today, switching to chemical-free soap, using the warm water method, supporting your body with the right foods, these aren't complicated or expensive, but they can make a profound difference in how you feel every single day. I think about my friend Robert, whose story I shared earlier. 2 years ago, he felt like his body was failing him. He was tired, frustrated, and worried about his future. Today, he's energetic, sleeping well, and feeling confident about his health. The difference? He took control of the factors he could influence. That's what I want for every man watching this video. You're not powerless against aging. You're not broken. And you're certainly not done living your best life just because you've reached 60, 65, 70, or beyond. Every man's journey is different. What works perfectly for one person might need to be adjusted for another. The key is to start somewhere, be patient with the process, and pay attention to how your body responds. Your body wants to heal and feel good. Sometimes it just needs you to remove the obstacles and give it the support it needs. I also want you to know that seeking information about your health isn't a sign of weakness or vanity. It's a sign of wisdom and self-respect. The men who age most successfully are the ones who stay curious, keep learning, and aren't afraid to make changes when they discover better ways of doing things. Don't let anyone make you feel like you should just accept declining health as inevitable. Yes, we need to be realistic about aging, but we also need to be proactive about maintaining our vitality and quality of life for as long as possible. If you're dealing with prostate issues, low energy, or any of the other challenges we discussed today, please know that you're not alone. Millions of men are going through similar experiences, and there's no shame in seeking solutions. In fact, taking action to improve your health is one of the most masculine things you can do. Remember, small changes can create big results over time. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start with one simple change. Maybe switching your soap this week. Pay attention to how you feel. Then, when you're ready, add another positive change. Your future self will thank you for the actions you take today. Every day you invest in your health is a day you're investing in more energy, better sleep, improved confidence, and a higher quality of life. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Thank you for caring enough about your health to seek out information and solutions. And thank you for being part of a community of men who believe that our best years don't have to be behind us. Take care of yourself, be patient with the process, and remember, you're worth the effort it takes to feel your best. Until next time, stay strong, stay healthy, and keep moving forward.